So this is going to be a review of the Caterpillar PM200 cold planer. This is made by Norscot in 1/50th scale. This model came out, I'd say, about 2 years ago. I think it was in 2013 or maybe even end of 2012. It's a really, really cool model. I like it. I've had it now for about 3 weeks. Got it back in December at a toy and train show. I got this one with the Cat D11 carry dozer. I have a review up of that if you didn't see it. It should be the video right before this. So far, though, with this model, my impression after having it for 3 weeks is it's decent. It really is. It's not too bad. I like it. You know, there's a moderate amount of detail on it. Functionality's all right now after I did a couple things to it. You know, one big thing I think people probably want to know, is it worth the price that they're asking now, which is about $110. It used to be $99. I think it's $109 now. That went up $10. No, I wouldn't pay $110. I got it at the Toy and Train Show, and I got it for $85. The guy I bought it from, not even, actually, my bad, not $85. I got it for $80. The guy who sold it to me is a really, really cool guy who always goes to the shows. You know, I know the guy. I always talk to him every time I go, get a couple things from him. And he said it wasn't a huge, it's not really a popular seller at all. So he gave it to me for $80. And I was pleased with it. You know, that price I think is more reasonable than $109. That, you know, the mainstream sites are asking for, which is, you know, reasonable. That's I guess what the distributor is giving them to them for, or however that all works out. So, you know, in reality, if you're a big diehard cat fan, you know, this is right now, I believe, the only cat cold planer that's out there. And you know, if you want it, you'll buy it. You know, that's kind of it if you really like it. And this is something I probably would have ended up buying eventually anyway. Just because when it came out, I kind of thought it was like something cool, something different. Even after I saw the review of it from Cranes, etc., I said to myself, you know, it's not fantastic, but it's not terrible either. It's a moderate cat model by Norscot. You know, the only thing that kind of deterred me from getting it, you know, over, you know, 2 years ago, more or less, or a year ago even, was the movement of the conveyor. And that's the only thing that kind of almost pushed me not to get it a few weeks ago. After I got it home, and, you know, I decided to buy it and brought it home. And I started looking at it and trying to figure out what I can do to it to make it better. I kind of figured out now, I'm not 100% honest with you guys, familiar in any way with these machines. Not generally, not just the cat one, but these machines at all. I'm definitely an amateur when it comes to knowing anything about, you know, these cold planers, excavators, loaders, dump trucks, things like that. Cranes you can ask me questions on, but this is more or less something that's kind of out of my wheelhouse on what I know too much about. Paving, more or less, is I'm not too big on, you know, knowledge-wise. So bear with me with some of the things you know, what I call some of the instruments on this. I'm not really too sure or familiar with it, like I said. But to go in, I'm not sure on the real machine. I haven't actually seen a picture of it. I didn't even think to look one up. But I'm not sure if these are cylinders here. I would imagine that these are here cylinders. That would be my best guess. That are attached to these cables here and would, you know, move in and out, obviously, to pull the conveyor either up or down. That would be my best guess at it. So what I did is they were fixed in a position. Now this is as low as the conveyor will go. That's due to this piece back here, which is the cover for the conveyor that's in here, which down on the bottom is the actual, I don't know, rotary cylinder with all the teeth on it that rip up the road surface. So, and then I guess it pushes it up and into this conveyor, and this conveyor runs it to the bottom of this one, and then this conveyor would run it into a dump truck, you know, the end of a dump truck or whatnot. So basically, what I did to fix it, so the model, probably when it started, I would say was at, you know, about probably that height or so, maybe not even actually, probably about there, which sucks because it won't go over the bed of a dump truck or the tailgate of a dump truck, more or less. And you could push it up, but then it was leaning on it, and I didn't think it looked good at all. And it's not plausible for a real life situation or scenario. So what I did to improve it was I just pulled these little pins out of here, out of the little plastic casing. And I kind of figured out why they were so stiff and not moving. It's because they kind of put a little rough, you can kind of see a little bit, maybe a little bit of roughness on it. It's kind of almost like they looked like a screw. And unfortunately that was in there, and it was keeping them from moving up or down or in any way. So it took me some time, but I pulled them out and kind of sanded down the rougher part on them, and just enough so that I can still put the model up in a position like this, which now I'm able to, which is really, really cool. And now they stay like that. And now that's the height of it. And I'll get a dump truck real quick to show you that it does go over now. So here's a pretty good fit for it, the Cat CT660. And it does easily fit over that now without touching. As you can see, touch there, but if you're right about there, it looks pretty much perfect with it. And that was my goal, was to get it to kind of just be able to go over that. So, with that, that's one modification. If you do buy the model or you own it and you haven't done it, I would do to it, just to make it more functionable or plausible with a scenario like this. Or if you did want to put it on a Dio or something like that. But to get more into, and yeah, I do see this piece does pop out. It's a hard plastic line. You can put it back into there, but I kind of pulled down on this, so it's fine. But to get into more of what the model has and the level of detail, I'll get onto that. So you have the ladder here. It does not move. I believe it would, but it does not. You come up here, and this does flip up to show your whole control panel. You have two seats, like in the real machine, obviously. No doors open. The casting kind of shows it's all one cast, the model. Well, this piece actually comes off, and I'm not really sure why. I don't know if it's supposed to. Maybe on mine it just does. Maybe it wasn't glued in or something, but I don't know why that's separate. But it does stay on, so whatnot. Does it roll? Not really. It can, but the rubber tracks are kind of stiff, and so is the rollers and all that on it. So no doors open, but the casting is nice. It does show everything. The little Cat assert engine detail there. On the back, you got Caterpillar. It's a tiny little machine, obviously. Width-wise, it's for a road. So Caterpillar on top here on the roof. Coming around to this side, just about the same as the other, a little bit different. The detail is decent, like I said. The decals are fairly nice, pretty crisp on it and all that. I do have the mirrors on it, which are painted silver to simulate like a reflection, so they're not, an actual mirror. It does swivel to an extent. It does not stay that way, though, but it will stay this way for a little bit. I'll go to the bottom now. This piece here does actually roll. Now, if someone wants to tell me, I don't know the actual proper name of this, because what I called it is definitely not the proper name, so I'm not even going to say it again. But it has all the cutting teeth on it. But that's very cool. It does roll, and the teeth on it are actually fairly detailed. This conveyor in here does roll also. It does move, which is very, very cool. That's a kind of a nice detail on it. And the actual conveyor on the machine, or on the model, come on, also does roll, which is very, very cool, and it's a nice little like silky type of material. And you have the warning beacon on top also on the end of the conveyor. So again, this model, Cat PM200 cold planer, is a very nice one. I do like it. For the price, it's a little steep on it. So if you can find it cheaper, get it. Anywhere in the $80 to $95 range, I guess. I would say is reasonable. Also, I don't know why I forgot, but this also does fold up. So for transport, it could look kind of cool on a trailer, which would be cool, which would be nice too. It'd look good on that. So. And again, I don't know why I'm defending it, but on top of the conveyor, also you have the little level of detail the covers on here, which has a diamond plate kind of texture to it. This is rubber here, which folds up and whatnot. Like I said, it really isn't a terrible model. Some people I'm sure that own it say it's awful, and that's because you're comparing it to the NZG cold planers by the company. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. It starts with a W. I'm sure most of you know what I'm talking about. I'm not even going to attempt to. I believe it's a German company or Swedish or something. So when you compare it to them, which has every possible opening door on it, and the level of detail is crazy. For the extra $40, maybe I think they run about $150. Is that probably more worth it? Yeah. But if you're, like I said in the beginning, if you're a diehard Cat fan, you're going to buy this, because it's the only one out there currently. Like myself, I'm a big Cat fan, so I did buy it because of that. Would I have rather, save $80 and put it towards a much higher end one from NZG? Yeah. In some ways I do, but in others I'm pleased with the Cat one. Norscot did a decent job on it. Could it have been better? It always could have. Every model could always have a little more detail on it. Even some of the highest ones, CCM WSI ones, could have more detail. The 870 WSI, the Hitachi could have, it could have an opening cam door. It has every other detail. It has a full engine in there with every little detail possible, but could it have an opening door, on the cab? Yeah. And then you have, the CCM 390, 385s. There always could be a touch more on them too. So, every model could have a little more detail. Could this one have quite a bit more? In some cases, yes. But then in others, it's decent. It's pretty durable, I would say. Little things like the mirrors might break off if you're rough with it, or this too. But then again, this is one model. Really, I don't think you can even really use too much in a dyno per se, because it's a paving model, so they're pretty much set to I would say in a dial to stay in one place and kind of just have that pose for quite a while. So otherwise, thanks for watching. Hope this kind of helps you if you were looking into the model. I do recommend it. I'm not saying don't go out and buy it, but for the $109 that they're currently asking, I'd say, look around first. Maybe find one on eBay that you can possibly bid on and get it for a little bit cheaper before you go out and spend the money on it. But, if you're a Cat fan, like I said, you're going to buy it anyway. So hope this helps everybody, and have a good one. Little update real quick is a couple videos that might be coming soon. A couple other reviews of the new models that I got for Christmas, and then maybe a few things after that too I got to see. So otherwise, hope everybody's doing good. Like I said in the last video, have a Happy New Year also. And everybody, thanks for watching again.